Okay, so I had a technical difficulty when I went over here to switch projects and I lost video. So I just want to go over this mastering stuff for you. So basically what you want to do is you want to go and um, find the loudest part, which is going to be like here. Under my suffering skin. Oh, no, please, I'm begging, please. So that's what we're going to look at. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull up the Affinity EQ. Now, if your mix is like absolutely perfect and there's absolutely nothing wrong and there's no EQ issues or whatever, skip this stage. With this song, I did find that there was a little bit of mud in there and a little bit of needing a little bit of low pass. And then over here, just bringing up the brightness of the cymbals. And then the vocal I felt was a little low. So I used this like band here to kind of boost the vocal. If I had the multi-tracks, I'd probably just turn up the vocal in there and then take a little bit of the extra mud in this range out. So that's what I did with the EQing on the master. So like I said, if you have a perfect mix and you love the way it sounds and you just want it to be turned up and add a little punch, ignore this phase. Okay, so next thing we're going to do in this chain is we're going to have the multi-band compressor. And this is how I set it up. I use the preset. This is free, by the way. I know you're learning Reaper, but you can actually go to Reaper.fm and you can download this for free, this plugin right here. And it will work in Pro Tools, I believe. So grab this. It's awesome. There's presets. It's dope. So I use the Super Solid 2 preset, turn the little bit down of the on the bass for compression, and the makeup gain is listed there, and then moved these around a little bit so that it sounded okay. The next thing that I used was the virtual tape machine. So the virtual tape machine here, I have it on the 1/2 inch, the FG9, and the slower speed, and I have the input and output kind of this way and that way. So then this is the big deal right here. So let me show you. I'll show you how to use this right here. And we got a few things. There's some presets here. Up top is our compressor, and down below is our gain and detail and dynamic perception. So one thing that you're going to want to do is you pick a preset is what I found to be pretty good. And then you want to click this button, the constant gain monitoring. So you're going to click that. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to listen to your master without the volume increase. And a volume increase is always going to skew your perception, because volume automatically adds like the perception of sounding better, but it's not true. So it'll lie to your ears. So what you want to do is you're going to turn the makeup gain down to 0, and you're going to go find out how loud your song is. So we're going to hit this, we're going to turn this on, and I'm going to hit this button. And right here is what you want to look at. Now you want to turn everything else on to make sure it's real. So you're at 16. You're at 16 is your RMS where you're at now. If you want a good healthy master, which is between like -10. So if you're thinking I'm at 16 and I need 10, you can boost this up to 6, and you're leaving this constant gain monitoring on, and you're seeing how that's peaking. Under my suffering skin. Oh, no, please, I'm begging, please, just blow you away. I could probably go up one more. Under my suffering skin. Oh, no, please, I'm begging, Okay, so we'll pull it down just like a hair. And then another thing that you want to do is make sure that these loud parts are not going to be way louder than the rest of the song. So that's where this compressor comes in, and it compresses it so that these peaks are not like overwhelmingly louder, and so that it brings up a little bit of the parts that are a little bit quieter. So once you decided where everything is, and also um, you're listening to this with constant gain monitoring, which means that it's not going to sound louder. It's just going to sound more detailed. And then your volume comes when you render it. So we're going to leave this button on. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to do a before and after. Under my suffering skin. Oh, no, please. I'm begging, please just pull me away from life. Now, did you notice that you get more color, but you didn't get more volume? And that's what you want, because when you render it is when the volume's going to come in. So what you do, your very last thing that you're going to do before you render your master is make sure your tape machine's not bypassed because you're talking to. You're going to click off this constant gain monitoring. Okay, you're going to click that off, and then you're going to render the file. So you're not going to listen to it in your DAW. So when you render the file, then you're going to go over to the rendered file or the bounce file, whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to render that and listen to that and make sure that there's nothing going on. So I'm gonna turn this off because I can hear myself talking and it's weird. So what you're going to do is when you're watching it render, you're going to want to make sure that you don't peak over this 0.1 negative. And you want to make sure that that's what's happening. So if you're watching it and you see it go over, either you have something too loud in your mix that's clipping, you have some like the compressors like turned way too loud, that sort of thing. And then you go back and look and see, what did I make the mistake on? Or maybe you need to turn up the compressor in the FGX. So those are some things to kind of take a look at when you're doing this. Also, when you're mastering your track, make sure you render the track, the mix, and then master it as its own file, and don't master it in the mix when you have like all the multi-tracks on and everything like that. So you still have to have an ear for it. You still have to know what you're listening for. You still have to have a great mix, but this will work for you. If you play around with it and you like it. I would say that the biggest thing with the mastering that I've learned is the ear training bit. So I would listen to a lot of reference tracks on your monitors and in your headphones that you're using to do your mastering. And the reason is because you want to know what that sounds like and what the coloration is. And the ear training is going to be the most important part. And it won't fix your mix. So make sure that your mix is on point. But yeah, so I had another problem with my video turned off, and I don't remember if I said this already, but the reason that Rachel's master sounded really, really weird is it sounded like she was trying to over-compress the high end, which will cause the cymbals to be really tinny and sound really weird, especially if they're recorded with lower budget microphones. And it takes all those transients out and like stops that coloration. So it's like that ding, 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 ding sound. And then the snare sounded weird. And then, it just sounded so weird. And I listened to it a few times trying to figure it out. And I couldn't figure it out. My biggest thing is I think that she's not used to mastering heavy music. And I think that she should have just said that to you. I think she should have said to you, I don't master metal and I don't master hard rock. and not taking your money, but she's your friend and I understand. And I mean, I would reach out to her and just at least ask for a revision. Um, and you can do that because, that's a professional thing. Say, hey, I really didn't like this. The drums sound weird. It sounds really tinny. I don't know what's going on, but I'd really like it to sound more big and metal, and send her Tool's Undertow and say, this is what we were going for, and see if she can fix it, because she might. And she might not know that you don't like it if you don't tell her. And then all of a sudden you're not working with her anymore and she has no idea why, and that kind of thing. So just, I would reach out and just have a conversation with her, because, you paid for it, and you don't have to be like, I hate this and I want a refund. But it's important to have a voice and to say when you don't like something, even if it's your friend. And so, like, if I did a mix for you and you hated it, I would expect you to call me and be like, Jam, what the fuck, And same with the lesson. If I did a lesson for you and you're like, Jam, I didn't learn anything, you didn't say anything out loud, you didn't show me anything I wanted to see, I would expect you to tell me that. And so, yeah, I mean, definitely, have a voice in those situations, and tell people you don't like something, because that's the only way, they're going to improve, and you're going to pick the right person for your needs. And again, it's like, I talked about in this video that I made yesterday about, if you look at Rachel's portfolio, it's all folk. It's folk, it's rock, like lighter rock. It's not, there's nothing on there that's metal. So, like, always, reach out to people who have an expertise in what you're doing. That's actually why I'm like wanting to get like a Kitty Junk song or something on my portfolio, because I can do that. So, yeah, hit me up if you have any questions about any of the stuff that you saw today. Sorry about the 3 videos. I've been having a lot of technical problems lately. I don't know. But yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. Those are all the plugins that I know how to use right now from Steven Slate. As I open and dive into the kilohertz ones, I'll do a whole video on the kilohertz ones, because those are the ones that I haven't opened yet. So have a great day, and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys on the Atrocity Girl stuff. I would love to master that for you, or even do like a little test mix for you. I'm really excited. I hope you pick me to do some mixing and mastering on the Kitty Junk stuff. I'm really excited about that. I'll get you guys a good deal. So, all right. Peace.